Hello and welcome back to Storytime at Nana's house. I'm so glad you're here right now. Book I want to share. It is from Disney's Minnie Mouse and it is called The Flower Prowler. And this book right here was made by my friends over at Bendon Publishing who give me permission to share with you now. So here we go. One spring day, Daisy Duck rang Minnie Mouse's doorbell. "Hi, Minnie," Daisy said. "I brought you some marigolds from my garden." "Daisy, you're a dear," said Minnie. "They'll look perfect with my daffodils." "Definitely," Daisy agreed. "Daffodils are my favorite flower." "Mine too," said Minnie. But when the friends went out to Minnie's backyard, they had a big surprise. "My daffodils!" Minnie shrieked. "They're gone!" What happened to Minnie's daffodils? Oh no! "What happened?" Minnie cried. "They were here yesterday." "The stems are still here," Daisy pointed out. Minnie looked more closely. "You're right," she said. "But the flowers are missing. It looks like someone chopped them off with something sharp." "This is terrible," Daisy said. "It must be a flower prowler." Ooh. "What's this?" Daisy asked a moment later. She pulled a few strands of fuzzy white hair off of a bush near the daffodil patch. "Is it a clue?" Minnie asked. "Maybe the flower prowler left it." "Maybe," Daisy said. "Or maybe it's from Fluffy's bow." See the cat right there with the pretty white bow? Oh my goodness. A moment later, Minnie's doorbell rang. Mickey Mouse was standing on the porch. "Hi, Minnie," he said shyly. "I brought you a present." He held out a big bunch of daffodils, and they were tied with a fluffy white ribbon. "Oh, Mickey," Minnie cried. "How could you? You cut down my daffodils?" Oh, is that what happened? Do you think Mickey's the one who did that? Oh boy. Let's find out, shall we? "What do you mean, Minnie?" Mickey exclaimed. "I bought these at Power Flower Shop because I know daffodils are your favorite flowers." Minnie smiled. "Really?" she said. She was glad that Mickey wasn't the flower prowler. Minnie, Daisy, and Mickey decided to look around town for the flower prowler. They headed to the park and found Goofy with a daffodil in his lapel. And he was playing with a yo-yo that had a fuzzy white string. Are you thinking what I'm thinking right now?
"Gosh, Minnie," Goofy said, "I didn't do it. This daffodil came from Power Flower Shop. Mr. Power is having a sale on daffodils today."
"Really?" Minnie said. "That's quite a coincidence." Daisy nodded. "Maybe we'd better check out Mr. Power's flowers right now," she said. The four friends went to Power's Flowers. They peeked in the window. "That's Mr. Power," Mickey said. Minnie saw that the shopkeeper had a sharp pair of scissors and a fuzzy white mustache. And his shop was full of daffodils. "He did it!" she cried. "I know it!" Do you think Mr. Power from Mr. Power's flower shop did it? Oh, no, this is terrible. Minnie and her friends burst into the shop. "Where did you get these daffodils?" Minnie asked.
"From a farmer named Mrs. Pote,"
Mr. Power answered.
"She delivers daffodils here every day, but today she brought dozens of extras."
Minnie wondered if Mrs. Poet could be the prowler. "Where can we find her?" she continued. Mr. Power pointed.
"That-a-way,"
he said.
"Can't miss her. She has fuzzy white hair."
Oh, another clue. Mrs. Poet's farm was called Poet's Goats. "Yes, I delivered extra daffodils today," Mrs. Poet told Minnie. "My favorite goat, Flower, usually eats a lot of them as soon as they bloom, but today she didn't seem very hungry." That gave Minnie an idea. "May I see Flower?" she asked. Mrs. Poet led the friends to a pen, but there was no goat inside. "Oh dear!" Mrs. Poet cried. "She must have escaped." "Look, there's a hole in the fence," Mickey said, pointing. "Now what do we do?" Daisy exclaimed. "Not only are Minnie's daffodils gone, but so is Mrs. Poet's goat." Said Minnie, deep in thought. "Maybe these two mysteries are connected," she said. "What do you mean, Minnie?" Daisy asked. "I just figured out who the Flower Prowler might be," Minnie explained. "It's someone who really likes daffodils, someone who likes them even more than we do." Daisy held up the fuzzy strands of hair. "Don't forget this," she reminded Minnie. "Isn't it still a clue?" "It sure is," Minnie said. "And so is this." She pointed toward a trail of footprints. "Just follow me," she said. Minnie and the others followed the footprints straight to Daisy's yard. There was Flower, all right, happily munching away. "See," Minnie said, "I knew it. There's our Flower Prowler. Now if we could only train her to like weeds instead." And that's the end. Da-da-da. Oh my goodness, what a silly story that was. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. It is time for me to go, my friends, but before I do, I just want to encourage you to continue letting your light shine by being kind. Until next time, take care of yourselves. God bless you. And always, always, always remember that this Nana right here really does love you. Take care.